When Insmart Variety first released, one of its most notable gameplay aspects was that it was highly approachable. Whether or not you had prior experience with social deception, you could still play the game, have fun, and make it to the end. In the original release, you had a 1 in 10 chance to be the actual target of voting. In the deluxe edition, that became 1 out of 20. However, the Insmart entries that came after, as well as the original release, never really got a statement on their actual difficulty. So, in the end, what is the difficulty of the other Insmart games? We'll start with the original since it's a recent point of focus for a reason you'll find out later in this video. When Insmart was first released, it was just a game of smarts and morons. That's actually its tagline. You'd have an amount of smarts, and you'd have an amount of morons. However, morons were required to act stupid in their responses, and they'd always be the target of voting. Simply put, this isn't balanced. All you have to do to win as a smart is to respond normally. From my own perspective, this game was essential to define the rest of the series, but it simply isn't nearly as fun or approachable as something like Variety. I'd say it's challenging to win purely due to the imbalance, but I'm not blaming anyone for not playing it. It's kinda nostalgic to look back at though. The classic yellow, black, and the fact that the logo didn't actually have a ring around it yet. Sabotage is probably the most forgotten entry in the Insmart franchise as I'm making this video, but it is the last sequel within the quote-unquote classic era, aka before the release of Insmart Variety Deluxe Edition. Sabotage, I actually can't judge that well, but Sabotage does have the feature that the original release did. Smarts are unrestricted, morons are stupid. The mechanic that's supposed to combat this imbalance is the sabotage mechanic. Basically, every night, since this game plays more closely to regular Mafia, the morons can sabotage a smart to sound stupid. However, the morons didn't really get to sound smart, so they were still sort of in danger. There's still other mechanics too, but honestly, given the fact that this has never been played by anybody, I'll just say it's something you have to get good at before you can have fun. Now, we're past the classics into the physical era of Insmart, starting with Rush Hour, and right off the bat, this game becomes hard due to its rules and mechanics, specifically the sheer amount of them. While it plays off of Uno, it features rolls, betting cards, abilities, guard cards, and other junk that, while social deception isn't exactly the main focus, is still very unapproachable because you need to learn how to use these mechanics effectively. That being said, if you both have luck on your side and are experienced, you can likely shave off large amounts of your hand. But if you aren't used to the game, things will probably just end in a stalemate. Rush Hour isn't impossible, but it's not easy. I treat it like a fighting game. You aren't going to start out good because you're unfamiliar with everything, but if you take your time and learn how everything works, then before you know it, you'll be kicking ass. And now, we're here for the reason I'm making this video, Insmart 2. Because this one's new and nobody really knows how it plays yet since it's not released, it's directly based on the original, hence the name, but it removes the requirement for morons to respond moronically. However, the extra layers are that first of all, communication isn't viable. There is group effort, but you start out on your own, and you have zero confirmation on what role anybody is. The only way to figure out is to utilize trap cards when you're given the opportunity to place them. Insmart 2 is the only Insmart entry that was designed to be difficult. Technically, it features approachability similar to Variety as no discussion means only certain individuals will have you figured out, but if you're looking to win, you'll have to fight against the chances and who you are hopeful isn't on your side. Make it to the final too, you better pray that the person across from you has the same role as you. If they don't, then you best hope that they don't know what you have. So, overall, it seems the series has increased in difficulty since Variety. I'll be honest, I didn't notice that at all. Good news though is that after the release of Insmart 2, I can fully focus on the next entry which is going to be approachable like Variety. You'll see why when it's released, but to give you a hint, it's not just going to be cards you're playing with. You'll be tossing dice too.